That'll be the only thing that shows up on the video.
I pretty much just want to spotlight you.
So you go to my box and you touch those three
That'll
dots.
be
The only thing that shows up on the.
Okay, let's do that. All right, Lucy Bell. Thank you so much for everyone, or to everyone for coming today. Thank you for your time. I know it's super busy. Thank you to Lucy Bell for coming in to collaborate and share her mushroom journey with us. And yeah, I'm just going to basically open it up to you and let you take us away.
Oh, thank you, Gabby. Well, as you guys may or may not know, I love Gabby dearly. She was living over here in Northern California for a while where we got to connect, and we connected over mushrooms, and then started, a relationship. And, she was coming to my classes. We were talking about mushrooms all the time. And then she moved to Alaska. So we still stay in touch. We are connected. I went and visited last year. I hope to visit again sometime. And I just have deep, deep love for Gabby and everything that she does, and all the energy that she puts behind all her work. And if you ever want to find someone who is like of service and and wonder, what does being of service look and feel like? Just turn to Gabby. She is like the living version of being of service. And so thank you, Gabby, for everything that you do.
Oh my goodness. I feel like that's exactly what I would want to say to you, Lucy Bell. Yeah, I see you embody the life of service as well. And for some, it may not seem conventional, but I think that mushrooms are really starting to reach further and further out into our communities, and it's an undeniable force bringing us together. And yeah, I just really appreciate you too. And I probably should have done a better job introducing you. Lucy Bell wears many hats, but she is a microdosing coach. She's also, very importantly, a fitness coach. And I think that part of her work is all apart from the mushrooms. Well, and with the mushrooms, that was a big part of what brought us together too. She has an incredible spirit that helps people come down into their bodies, like get out of the mind and just come down into like a more somatic existence, and help us get in touch with like our primal energy. And she has a real passion for helping people like live more like inhabit their bodies in healthier ways. And she her her fiery spirit definitely excites the classroom. And yeah, she's just so dedicated in that way. And it's just such an important thing that to like move and to move our bodies essentially. She makes it fun. And yeah, I do miss being your neighbor because I definitely don't work out as much as as I used to. But another thing that Lucy Bell does is she leads events in the community in California, and hopefully at some point up here in Alaska too, that both involve mushrooms and then that just involve like bringing the community together where people can like share their crafts and promote their businesses. She's one of the most incredible networkers I've ever met, just totally selfless and always looking to bring people together. And she really does embody that mycelial spirit of like just bringing people together in a super like selfless and just really beautiful, graceful way. She's a lot of fun too. So I will let you tell us about. Look at Lyndon is here. Oh, I'm so happy for this group, and Jess, of course. Jess is here from Las Vegas. Woohoo!
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm amongst family. This is so that's so special. Thank you, Gabby, for that beautiful introduction. It makes me want to cry a little bit.
You can
So
cry. All right, I'm gonna mute myself now so that my little dog isn't yapping away.
Okay,
And so
thank
we
you.
can hear your journey. Oh, Miss Lucy Bella, we love you.
I love you. Well, so my plan for today was mushroom stories. I want to share a little bit about my mushroom story with you, and then I would love to hear your mushroom stories. I want this to be collaborative. I want to hear from you. I don't want to take up all the time because it's not all about me, although I'm a triple Leo and I love when things are all about me. But I definitely want this to be communal, and I want to hear from you guys. But I'm curious if you guys are all interested in starting off with some heart coherence. So why don't you find a comfortable space where you are? We're going to tap in and we're going to connect, even though we're all online and we're on different parts of the world. We are here together, and so let's connect. So I like to place my hands on my heart just to connect on a physical level, focusing your attention in the center of your chest, breathing slowly and deeply, imagining the breath going into the heart space and out of the heart space, in and out. And see if you can imagine what the breath would look like going into the heart space and out of the heart space. Does the texture change? Does the quality change? For me, as the breath comes in, I feel a little tightness, but then as it goes out, I feel expansive. So I like to focus on that. Allowing the breath to go in and out. And this is called heart-focused breathing. This can be done at any time of the day, anywhere you want. You don't have to sit and close your eyes. You can just imagine your breath going in and out of your heart space. Now we can go ahead and create some quick coherence. So as your breath continues to go in and out of your heart space, make a sincere attempt to create a regenerative feeling, such as love, gratitude, peace, joy. If you have a hard time creating a feeling, think of something, someone, or a memory that brings you a feeling of love, joy, peace, gratitude, and infuse your breath with it. And just like oxygen enters into your bloodstream and circulates through your entire body, imagine this feeling doing the same. Imagine the feeling latching onto those oxygen molecules as they go through your body and spread all throughout. And imagine this feeling of love, joy, peace, gratitude just flowing through the veins. What helps me induce this feeling is my 7-year-old will still wake up in the morning and walk into the kitchen and hold his arms up and have me pick him up. And it's like 1 minute of connection that I get, and his arms and body still feel so squishy, and he nestles his head into my chest. And it's the 1 minute I get with them that feels so, 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 so right. So I like to bring that feeling into this moment and allow it to spread all through my body, because sometimes in that moment in the morning, I don't get to because it's so fast paced. And what you're doing on a physiological level is you're creating heart coherence. So you're creating a steady heartbeat with less spikes. You're creating a cascade of regenerative hormones such as DHA. So not only are you creating connection on a spiritual and emotional level, but you're also doing it on a physiological level. Good. Go ahead and keep that feeling in your heart as we go through the evening connecting with each other. Good. Slowly come back into your space. Thank you all for being here today. I really, really appreciate it. Gabi gave me a phenomenal intro. So I'll tell you a little bit about how I got here. So I opened up a group fitness studio back in 2011, and I quickly learned that losing weight and changing your body was not all about exercise, right? Because there were people coming into my classes 5, 6, 7 times a week and still not getting the results that they wanted. And if you know anything about fitness and moving the body, I mean, you could literally reach your weight goals with walking steadily and every day if you wanted to, especially if you need low impact. So there was something deeper that wasn't allowing people to shift. And so I was like, okay, let's dive deeper. I was getting my degree in psychology. I got certified as a health coach. And so I was always on this journey of let's dive deeper, let's dive deeper, let's dive deeper. But if you guys have kids, you know that it comes to a certain point in your life where when you have kids, everything pauses, self-care, self-development, self-growth, that all takes the back seat when you introduce life into your life. And especially as a mom, you just dedicate everything to this little being. You're literally feeding them with your own body. So my self-discovery, my education all took a pause. And then, it starts with one kid and then you have a second kid and then the dynamics and everything just pauses. And it wasn't until my second son was 2.5 that, so this was back in probably 2018, 2019, I saw someone post about microdosing and I had no idea what it was, but for some reason it just drew me in. And I was like, I need to know what that is. And so I reached out to the person who posted about it and I was like, what is this microdosing you're talking about? And they said it's taking small amounts of psychedelics. And I was like, what? That's weird. I'd had 2 mushroom experiences in high school that made me swear off mushrooms forever. I was like, no, not my thing. But I learned about microdosing. And for some reason, it was like one of those calls where I was just like, I could not ignore it. So I started microdosing and it was like, I came online. It was the most awakening feeling I've ever had. I started reading books again. Well, let's be honest, I started listening to books, which is amazing, right? So I started listening to books. I started really tapping into me and who I was. And it put me on a path that I am so grateful for. So I started to attract things in my life that I really, really wanted to learn about. Things just seemed to present themselves in front of me of ooh, I want to dive deeper into that. Ooh, I want to dive deeper into that. And so I was collecting all this information, especially because when I was microdosing, things really came up for me. As many of you know, as you microdose, the mushrooms really have the ability to show you how you're part of the problem, but also how you're part of the solution. And so I remember just getting slammed some days of like, oh my gosh, I'm creating chaos in my life because chaos is all I've known. I left home when I was 15. And so a lot of dynamics from the survival state that I was in were still translating into my life. And it was so much. And just really witnessing my role in the chaos of life really made me want to shift it, but B, not really necessarily knowing how. And so really seeking out information to help me through this process and to help me grow. And I saw how working directly on myself directly impacted my family and our dynamics here. And so back in 2020, when the pandemic hit and I had to close my studio, I was in this whirlwind of like, okay, what do I do? Like, I have so much service to offer. What do I do? How do I do it? So I continued teaching fitness online and then in person. And then it just hit me. I was like, okay, I'm going to help people through their microdosing journeys. I feel like I have acquired enough information to be able to support people through their journeys that now I would like to do that. And I did. And it's been fantastic. So something that I want to bring into this discussion today is the connectivity of mushrooms and how they help connect us to ourselves and to others, and also information and things and events and situations that help us grow. So through this process, I feel like mushrooms have this mycelial effect on us energetically and physically, right? So in nature, every centimeter of the ground is covered in mycelium. And plants and trees use mycelium to connect with each other and to transfer nutrients and information. And I feel like it does it in the same way for us too, especially if we sit and start to really honor the subtle. I also think that mushrooms have this way of connecting us to incredible people. And that's how I was connected to Gabi and Jessica. Just, Gabi and I were literally connected by this woman whose husband passed. And she wrote me and she said, hey, my husband had all of these mushroom capsules from this woman in Sonoma County, and I want you to have them. And I was like, okay. I'll take your dead husband's mushrooms capsules. Like, I don't know how I feel about this, but she's like, it's not so much about the capsules. I want you to meet the woman who makes them. And again, I was like, okay, sure. And that woman happened to be Gabi. And Gabi has become an incredible friend of mine, a sister friend. And it's just amazing how the mushrooms network for us and in us. And so that's been a really, really special gift. And then through this desire of wanting to help and support people through their journeys, I met Jessica. And Jessica and I have been through so much learning and expansion and connection that she and I now get to offer our services to others in such a beautiful and symbiotic way. And so part of this is I am just so grateful for being able to sit here and tell you this story, and also see people in the crowd that I just absolutely love and adore. Rochelle and I have also connected. She and I are both in the same area, and we get to talk about mushrooms all the time, and we get to exchange, beautiful art and projects that we've made. Rochelle making some really, really cool mushroom jewelry, and she got my shirt that I created a while back. So it's just such a special opportunity to connect over. So I want to invite you all to share your stories of what um, conversing, convening, meeting with the mushrooms have been like for you, and what has come into your life that has been expansive, um, loving, active. I would love to hear from you. Would anyone like to go first?
Just one moment, Lucy Bell, I love you. You're doing, I love what you're